Hi, I'm Julia Turpin, the new director of the Johnson City Public Library, and I'm excited to tell you a little about myself. I wanted to become a librarian because I was interested in helping folks meet their interests and educational needs. I'm also interested in community service and learning how a library can become a pinnacle of its community. My earliest library memories would have been in my school library in Syracuse, New York, and I remember the librarian reading stories and having us sit on our sit-upon, and I was incredibly amused. My favorite kind of literature would be short stories, and my favorite author is Lori Moore. She's based out of the beautiful state of Wisconsin, and if you haven't read her work, you should really give it a try. My favorite character in literature is Tom Joad from The Grapes of Wrath, which is certainly not a short story, it's a pretty long book. I enjoy him because of his perseverance, and he overcame many obstacles, not only because of his own true grit, but from the support of those around him, such as his mother, Ma Joad, who is an equally impressive character in American literature. Growing up, my favorite book was Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell. I remember checking this book out of my school library when I was a little girl, and I would look for it every time I went back to the library consistently. I would try to only read this book and not read other books that the school librarian would recommend to me. Later, when I changed to elementary schools, and I was probably too old to read it, I went back to this book. I love this book because it tells the story of a Native American girl who is coming of age. She spends 18 years alone on an island and learns how to survive and make her way, and blossoms from a child into a woman by herself. And I just found that story to be completely compelling, and I loved hearing the ways that she was resourceful and survived on her own in the island. There were a lot of books like this maybe written for boys. I think about Hatchet, but this one was certainly something that struck me deeply as a young girl. So my favorite pet growing up would have been my West Highland Terrier, Sunny, with a U. And I loved her because she slept in my bed every night and she was small enough that I could take her for walks by myself. She also enjoyed frog hunting as much as I did. As a child, my favorite birthday dinner was lasagna, and I decided that lasagna was my first favorite food because of Garfield the cat, of course. Anything about Garfield made me really happy. I was absolutely terrified of the Halloween special, and the old man, who may or may not have been a pirate at one time, tells Odie and Garfield the story about the haunted pirate ship. It scared me to death. I moved here a couple of weeks ago from Western North Carolina, and so far my favorite thing in Johnson City is the farmers market downtown. Not only the beautiful produce and the flowers, but certainly the baked goods, crepes, and anything else that I tasted there that day. I've enjoyed getting to know the community so far, but I'm really looking forward to meeting more of you. Stop by the Johnson City Public Library, where we're connecting people, ideas, and community.